Whew, it is hot out here today, y'all. So it's a perfect time for us to go ahead and talk to you guys about how to keep your chickens cool in extreme heat. The video was suggested by Joey Stewart. You guys might know her with Scott Swift and Joey Stewart. I love those guys. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description of their channel. Anyway, it's a great topic, especially for today when we're looking at about 100 degrees. You guys hear me say time and time again, when it comes to cold weather, you do not need to be putting heaters and little earmuffs and all that stuff out in your chicken coop for your chickens. They absolutely do not need it. Baby chickens and juveniles absolutely need heat if they're going to be outside, but adult chickens, their core temperature is about 109 degrees. They are not going to freeze to death. However, in extreme heat, that's a different story. It has way more adverse side effects when your chickens are leaving them out in this heat than it would be cold weather. We're going to go ahead and show you guys and talk to you about a few ways you can keep your chickens cool outside. This does include free range chickens, and we're going to show you a few ways to keep them cool and keep this heat from having such a bad effect on them. Most of you guys know we are always open ranging chickens, and it's out in the lower pasture. I'll go ahead and spin you guys around and show you our system. Now, as you can tell, there's no chickens in here. We've got rid of every chicken on our homestead, getting ready for the big reset. But here is where we range our chickens, and normally we have a chicken tractor in here that we move. Other than the chicken tractor, these guys really have no way to get out of the heat. All right, we're going to show you a really quick, cheap way to create some shade out in the field. Let me spin you guys around. All right, so what we have here is 4 plastic T-posts. Now these guys are about $2 each. We have 4 of those. We also have a repurposed tarp. Now as you can see, this thing is ripped and tore. It's dry rotting also, but for this purpose of the video, we're going to go ahead and inspect this thing and make sure it has all the little eye hooks in it. It does, so we're going to go ahead and show you guys a really quick way to set one of these up. So the first thing you want to do is grab you a stake and drop it down in the field wherever you want to create some of the shade at. Take your foot and put it on the cleat, push it down. It's really easy. Next thing you want to do is find a corner of your tarp, which will be marked with these plastic pieces here. Now all you want to do is you have these little spots here, these little slots to hold some fence. So you just take this guy right here, slide it down in there until that little cleat goes inside of that hole, and there you go. You have one corner set up already. Now the reason why we fasten that corner first before putting up all 4 posts is once we have the tarp connected there, that'll tell us exactly how far our next corner is going to go, because it'll only let us stretch it out so far. Now we know our next post needs to go right here. All right, we're going to push her down on the ground with our foot. We're going to take our corner, slide it right in that little slot right there, and there you go. Got another corner hooked up. Okay, so our tarp has a hole, of course, so we had to implement an extra stake, kind of hold the tower up. But as you can see, we've created a really nice, cheap, fast, and very effective way to create some shade. So now when you want to put your water and feed in here, you don't want to put it over in the corner. You want to put it in the center, because as the sun moves, the shade will move under here. If you put it in the center, your water will still stay cool and not get hit by the sun so much. Now they will create cool spots on their own in here. They will dig holes while they're under here, but that's just something you need to get used to. Or you can go ahead and drop some extra sand down in there, and that'll help a little bit when they go to start digging cold spots in the ground. Also a good idea if you're planning on keeping chickens and you live in a really hot area, let's say somewhere like Texas here in the US, then you want to go ahead and build your chicken coops accordingly. As you can see, even our bottom, it has predator cloth around it, so no predators are getting in, but at the same time we've created a whole lot of airflow here. And in the wintertime, we have these sealed tarps that are sealed in. They're tied up in the summertime, and in the winter we just undo the rope. The rope falls down, covers the coop up, and that's pretty much all we do for heat in the wintertime with our coop chickens. Another thing we do every day or every other day is we make sure that any melons or fruit that we have from the garden that we're not eating or are spoiled, we'll stick them in the freezer. Even though we're not going to eat them in the summertime, Your chickens will really love that cold treat. There are a number of other things that we do recommend, like misters and fans. You can use solar fans. You can use misters and little mini pools, kiddie pools and things like that to keep your chickens cool. Just remember, those are perfectly fine, but you got to keep the substrate in your chicken's coop or wherever they're residing at nice and dry, because you can help to breed foot funguses, parasites, and bacteria, which will also cause a whole lot of problems for your chickens later on. So you guys be careful of those misters. You don't want chickens walking on wet ground all the time. All right, everybody, that's it for this video. Thank y'all for watching. Along with your chickens, y'all stay cool. Y'all keep on keeping on. I'll see you on the next one.